Hey, I'm Jeff, the junk seller. This presentation is going to be about a market that I did about a month ago in Bonham, Texas. Today I'm in a hotel room. The adventure that I've been on for the past week or so. I've scored a lot of gold and silver, and that'd be part of a future presentation. But it gave me the opportunity to get a hotel room. I'm on my way to the Elk City. Um, Flea market, which is going to run October the 3rd to the 5th, 2025. And I gave up the space that I usually use for bunk space in the back of the van to bring more inventory. It's supposed to be a pretty big sale. And I wanted to bring some cast iron, some other stuff, but that'd be part of another presentation too. But in Bonham, the sale that went on September the 4th to the 8th, uh, I only did about $400 in sales, which was off from the previous month. I think I did about 600 the previous month. And this industry, this business is driven on discoveries, and I wasn't able to find anything except for a Flow Blue. I guess it's a sugar bowl, but it was by Mahmoud and Jacquard, and out of St. Louis, probably 1880s, 1870 or so. It's a good piece of Flow Blue. I have some Jacquard sterling spoons. That's I recognize the brand, so I had an impulse to buy it. It was only $4. I think that it was a pretty good bargain at that price, but I got it. The embarrassing thing about it is it probably end up in a file cabinet somewhere with those spoons. I'll pull those spoons out of inventory and backstock that stuff. See if I can't get a whole collection of Jacquard stuff put together. But I made it to the sale, and I had two appointments that weren't kept. I had somebody that was supposed to be bringing a whole bunch of Bakelite poker chips. I bought, I think, 200 of them the month before, a little over 200 for $50. And I'll get $1 a piece out of them. So I wanted to buy as much as they had, and she was supposed to have. I assumed by the conversation that we had that she was going to be back and that she was going to bring the remainder of what she had. She said she had a whole bunch of them. She had been buying Bakelite for years and was now liquidating all that stuff. But I had another appointment where a young girl wanted one of the anniversary Barbies that carries a pretty steep price. I don't generally take it to the flea markets because I don't want show wear on it. And I had a Juicy Couture Monopoly set and we were gonna. I was gonna show her both of those. The Monopoly set was sealed. It's fairly expensive too. But we were going to talk about putting her into those. But I had there were only a couple of instances that were either really worth talking about. A friend of mine, Ronaldo, had a Seiko mechanical watch that I ended up getting from him. I didn't buy it from him. I'm selling it on his behalf, and we're supposed to split the money or some kind of arrangement like that. I won't. I wound up in another Seiko mechanical this past week, so I'll be able to put together a pretty good presentation. I'm chasing even more Seiko mechanicals. They're everybody assumes that they're uh, battery powered, but Seiko at one point made automatic watches, and they're quite collectible right now. But I had one instance where I had a couple that came along. I had a Pyrex um, refrigerator box set on the tables, and this woman asked me if it was $150 or $1.50, and I didn't even answer. In fact, it really angered me because she essentially was telling me that I looked stupid enough to be trying to sell that for $1.50. And I got real sarcastic with her, never really answered her, told them to get out of my booth. Um, just if you're shopping, just be cautious, be respectful. But I met a lady. She came along. She had some coins. Um, she wanted me to have a look at them, and I talked to her the day before. She brought me a couple of coins the next day. They weren't really valuable. They were silver half dollars. I told her what the wholesale and retail on them were. Pretty close margin. I think it was like, at the time, it was $13 on wholesale and $15 on retail. And she thanked me for my time. She tried paying me for having a look at them, and I told her that that was nonsense. That the stuff that she had really wasn't worth, and the time that was involved wasn't worth charging a fee for. But she said that she's got a whole safe deposit box full of that stuff, and she says that I will see them in October. We'll see about that. I invited her to come either on Thursday or late in the afternoon on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, so that I could have a look at it, so that I could dedicate time, that it didn't interfere with the market. And I told her that I'd do that at no charge. Who knows if she's got any rare stuff. I would just like to see the stuff. If I like what she's got, I'll try to make her an offer. But I met a couple of realtors. They were customers. I put them into some golf stuff. I told them that they asked about something, and I told them that they could have all the golf stuff for $20. And he said, "But we don't want it all." I said, "Well, you got to take it all. It's $20. Just have it all." And his wife was all in for that, but I ended up giving him a card. We ended up finding out that we really appreciated each other. He asked if I bought the tail end of estate sales, and I told him that, yeah, that I was known to do that if there was some value in it. And I told him that most of the time you do the clean out and you don't pay anything for it. And some of the times you even have to be paid in order to do the clean out. But I say if there's some good material, I don't mind paying for it. And he asked if I did clean outs, if somebody had just a whole bunch of stuff that it wasn't for an estate sale. And I asked him if he was talking about, what I call the classic hoarder situation. And he said, yeah. He said that comes up sometimes, that we have a hoarder. And I said, well, those are my favorite. A lot of times hoarders, if you just get underneath the surface, you'll find out that they've got some really great stuff. And I told him that I'd be really interested. He explained to me that they've been looking for me, and I told him that I'd been looking for him. And I'm hoping that some kind of good business comes from that. I think that if I got called in on a couple of cleanouts, that could be pretty good opportunity. But other than that, there just really wasn't anything that was notable. And in a business that's driven by discoveries, it was kind of unfortunate that I was there and I just wasn't able to find anything. But that was this market this time. It's not always like that. But and this is why I'm always changing my approach. And recently I changed my approach, and I had some pretty good success. And if you see those videos, you'll understand that it's a hit or miss business. Sometimes you end up empty-handed. Sometimes you end up flush with material. But if you've enjoyed this video, then please give it a like. If you have, then please view some of my other presentations. And if you enjoy this as well, then please subscribe. But thank you for viewing.